Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to all new subscribers. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that are joining us and so delighted and encouraged by it as well. Hope you have a good journey with us here. There's some fantastic people in this community on all of the channels, but there's a really nice group here. So if you need any help, comment and say what your issue is or say what you'd like advice on, because there are good people here that'll help you. This video is a response to a subscriber suggestion for a video in relation to the narcissist's stare and the narcissist's rage. So unfortunately, I'm pretty experienced in those, as all of us are if we've been narcissistically abused. Very interesting, very interesting. The stare and the rage are two things that are actually red flags, and they alert us to the creature within. It's the best way I can describe it, because it doesn't look on the face of it when you experience these things that there's a human being there. So what I found was there are a few different stares now that the narcissist gives you, a few different looks that I noticed over my time and from what I've heard as well. There is the main, the big stare that comes with the rage. But I'll tell you what I've noticed and observed. The first thing I noticed was that when you're the narcissist target, so when you're going to be love bombed, you'll get stare A, let's say, stare A. And that's where they'll hold your eye contact and they'll smile at you. It's not the smirk. It's a kind of a charming, twinkling look. But it goes on for quite a long time and you're enjoying it, but it's like out of this world. It's not like really a kind of normal thing. It's like being in a movie, I suppose. You kind of wonder when it's going to stop. And it is charming and it does get to you. But it might be something like you've not experienced before. So that's what I call stare A, the charming, twinkling, provocative, seductive, overly long-lasting stare that's a little bit false. The next stare you kind of get when you're talking to them is you feel like, this is a few months, say, have progressed and you're having conversation with them. And you're sitting down and it's that type of conversation that's gone on for an hour or two, it's chatting maybe on a Friday night or whatever. They seem very apart from you. There seems to be a vacancy in their eyes. They're talking to you, but they're not communicating. And my take on communicating would be using the word, commune, to commune with someone, to partake. Like if you're talking to a normal person who's delighted to see you and how are you? And they look at you and they want to know, how are you? But the narcissist is sitting there talking with a vacancy. So the words are coming out like this, but it's a bit like a computer automaton, robot. Oh, really? Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, right. Okay. But the eyes don't show the expression. The eyes don't show the words that are coming out. And that's what I noticed. That's stare B, the vacant stare. Other people notice this too. It's not just something I noticed. They'd say to me afterwards, I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's as if they're not there when you're talking to them. That's stare B. Stare C is a stare I noticed. Stare C was, I'd be very calm, and I remember the narcissist. This wasn't a narcissistic rage now. This was an argument, a baiting argument. So the narcissist uses the baiting tool to get you wound up so that you'll react. So if they're bored or they're looking to be emotionally regulated or they can't get angry with you, supposing they're in the love bomb stage and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to get angry with you or show you their true selves. They want to uphold the mask so that, you know, they get you totally hooked. So they're in the hooking stage. They haven't done their work totally and they're not sure if you're hooked totally yet. So they have to appear to be this beautiful soulmate. But they will bait you and cause you to get very upset, confused, frustrated, and angry. And as I said before, I would be a calm person and it would take a lot to bait me into losing my temper or getting really angry or frustrated. And I remember this particular time when I lost my temper. I couldn't, it was just so frustrating, so crazy making, so mind-fucking, so awful what he was saying and doing. And I remember actually talking over him, which is something they do with us, and raising my voice and losing it. Well, as far as I can, which is pretty mild, but it was losing it for me. And I remember once he saw that he'd gotten to me and that I'd lost my temper, he stopped talking and he smirked. And he stared at me and smirked. And I thought, I actually stopped in the midst of being really angry and something clicked in my mind and said, he's happy that I'm angry. So the narcissist, when they manage to bait you and manage to get you to react in a very angry manner, this is emotional regulation, it's projection of their anger onto you. They will smirk with satisfaction and look at you with a twinkle in their eyes. And it'll go quite quickly, but it is something that's out of context with what's happening at the time. So I'd call that stare C, a stare that's accompanied by a smirk. So stare D is the scary, scary, scary one. It's when they are at a point in the devaluation where they can rage at you. Raging for them is emotionally regulating themselves. And if they're raging at you at that stage, it's because they had to hold it together with somebody else. So maybe in the workplace or with their ex or with a family member, they were really, really angry. But it wasn't beneficial to them to get cross at that time. They'll bring it home to you. So at that stage, they'll come home to you and there'll be something minor that they totally lose it over and they will flip. They'll stand in front of you gesticulating wildly. Their pupils will dilate and their eyes will appear to go black, and they would insult you and yell at you and tell you everything that's wrong with you in the world. So even if you're having a discussion that should be, you know, a back and fro, you make your point, they make their point. It's not an argument that you would ever have had with anybody else. It'll be you making points logically and them just insulting you. They won't listen or come back to the point that you've made. It'll be just a series of insults, personal insults aimed at you. So you're not having a logical argument. This is a vehicle for their rage. And the stare then, that stare D, I think, is the black stare, the demonic stare, where they totally lose it and project all the bile and evil out at you. And that's when they rage. And why they're raging is to emotionally regulate themselves. And it's nothing to do with you. It's just that they've built up anger and they're very frustrated and they haven't been able to let that anger out at somebody else, because the agenda with someone else was that it was inappropriate for them to show anger at that stage. They had to keep control and they brought the anger home to you. So that's stare D, the blackest of the stares, and that's accompanied by a wild rage. So I hope this short video explains everything that I can possibly tell you about the narcissist stare and the narcissist's rage that you will recognize as something like you've never seen in your life before. It's scary. I know other narcissists can actually accompany that by banging walls and breaking things, and other narcissists can take the rage a stage further and actually physically harm you. And I do believe that, and I've heard that as it progresses and as the time your relationship progresses with them, once they have raged at you like that, it usually will progress at some stage to physical violence. And once you allow physical violence to continue, that can get extremely dangerous in relation to your actual physical survival. So guys, if there's anything you can add about the narcissist's rage and the A, B, C and D of the narcissist's stare, I'd love to know. But that's been my experience, and that's as much as I can tell you about the awful part of being with a narcissist in relation to their stare and rages. So thanks guys, getting hot in the car here. I've just had a walk and the windows are steaming up because it's a rainy day. Look, I'll see you again, and I hope that answered the question that I was asked. Take care everyone, subscribe if you're new to the channel and you like the content, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.